Saturday, August 3rd is Hambletonian Day at the Meadowlands with a noon post time and lots of guaranteed wagers. You'll see we have a QR code up on the screen. That's so you can get free PPs and a 7% rebate on those wagers. So you want to check out DRF bets is where you want to do your wagering. We're going to dig into the $100,000 guaranteed pick 4 that starts in race number 9 and ends with the Hambletonian. And you can see race number 9 is the $600,000 Vincennes Trot. And as usual, Matt, it's a nice, good, full field with hopefully it'll be an interesting race, though. I think the favorite looks pretty solid.
Yeah, one of the trends you'll notice on the Meadowlands Saturday afternoon card is, I guess with the exception of the Cane Pace, it has 5 horses. Every other stakes race on the card and a couple overnights had nice, big, full field 10s, a few 11s with second tier. I mean, just, great full fields, great wagering opportunities, as always. So we start this 100K guaranteed pick 4 with a mandatory payout because the another pick 4 starts in the last leg, which is the Hamiltonian. So no 3 out of 4, no carryovers. It's all getting paid. But yeah, race 9, I'm pretty much in agreement. Looking at Alexis Cody as probably my key. Back on the big track, back at the Meadowlands where he does his best running, back with Yanni Gingras for Burke. And I think he's a pretty solid way to kick off this big 4 and will be a key for me.
Yeah, I like Alexis Cody as well. I think he's going to go right to the front here. But I also think Asteroid is worth putting on your ticket because I think he'll be forwardly placed as well. Could sit a nice trip behind Alexis Cody. And those are the 2 I'm looking at as my keys in the ticket. I think once in a lifetime has a shot to maybe hit the board somewhere at a good price. And Up Your Deo, if the trip works out, I think there's talent there. So I'm going 5-6 in that opening leg of my pick 4. We're going to move on to race number 10, which is the $160,000 John Steele Memorial. This is a race where I don't think there is anything obvious. I think there's 4 or 5 horses here that look like serious contenders.
Yeah, but I think again, the morning line is pretty accurate here with MM's Dream, another Burke trainee. He's proven himself as herself as one of the top mares year in and year out. Special Way, we saw with some traffic issues, I guess you could say, after being used in the Hamble Maturity. And Bond, interesting, making her for her first start of the year for Oki Sponstedt, and it's well known that they're usually ready to roll. But I kind of spread here. My top pick is MM's Dream, but I did go 4 deep. I used Special Way. I used Warwick Xenia, who we know she got the ability, and I kind of like how they returned to the trotting hobbles after some braking issues, and she put in 2 pretty solid efforts. If she's close enough, the reasonable trip, we've seen her power home. It's been a while since we've seen that.
She's the great tease, Matt. Warwick Xenia is the great tease.
Yeah, but you know what? Those they pop. And I've always been a fan of the hobbles angle with trotters. She's raced with hobbles in the past, but not for a while. And you'll see she was not minding her manners. Now she is. And I also threw in Call Me Goose. Speaking about not minding her manners, she had an opportunity to win that race 2 back in the Hamble Maturity and broke late, but bounced back with a solid effort. And if she can get towed in the race, we know she can be coming late. So, yeah, I did spread here, what I think is a spreadable race.
I spread as well. I went with 1, 3, 7, and 9 in here. The 7 Bond is my top pick. And, because the Oki Sponstedt barn is able to fire fresh, I'm not really worried that this is her first start. I know she could fire to the front. I completely disagree with the morning line here. I think Special Way is clearly going to be the favorite, in my opinion. I think Bond's going to be closer to 4 to 1 or 5 to 1 in this field. I think MM's Dream and Special Way are going to take the majority of the money. So I ended up going 4 deep. Is that if I was going to pare it down, I would probably, throw out MM's Dream because I think she won't be a good price. And I think that, I don't know, MM's Dream or Special Way. I'd have to toss one of those 2 out because you can't have all the favorites and all the legs. But I ended up going 4 deep for the sake of this. It's not an expensive ticket. We're going to move on to race number 11. It's the John Cashman Memorial, $282,000 on the line. Another nice big full field of 11. And I could see a number of ways you can go. I think Jiggy Jog is going to be the favorite in this spot, though.
She's a mare going against mostly boys, which she's proven she can do that. And I generally don't have a problem personally with trotting mares racing against trotting boys, whereas with pacers, kind of tend to toss them more often. But I did not use her in my ticket. I went with the another Burke's trainee with the 4. It's Academic, another one that really doesn't mean much of an introduction, and he returns to the Meadowlands off a nice win in the Spirit of Massachusetts up at Plain Ridge. And I also used Southwind Tyron with Okies Fonstead driving, and we saw he's the Breeders' Crown winner last fall at Hoosier Park. And another one who's come back sharp and should be ready to roll. So of the 3 logical choices here, I did not use Jiggy Jog, and I went to the 4 and the 6. It's Academic, Southwind Tyron.
I think Jiggy Jog and It's Academic can both clearly win. I'm not using them on my ticket only for the fact that I'm already pretty chalky. I'm chalky in the first leg. I'm pretty chalky in the second leg. I can't be on, go 4 deep again in this race. It would be silly. So I decided to take a stand with 2 horses in here. Southwind Tyrion, who to me is already proven he's the fastest horse. The layoffs, as we said, it don't bother me with the Okies Fonstead barn. I think he'll probably look to try to go to the frontier, and if he could do the same thing he did in the Crawford, he's going to win. The other horse I'm going to use is Winner's Bet. I'm using Winner's Bet because I think there's value with Winner's Bet. I think Jiggy Jog's probably going to be the favorite. It's Academic, maybe second choice. Maybe Southwind Tyrion second choice. I think it'll be pretty close there. I think Winner's Bet is probably looking at 4th choice here. And this horse has already proven that he can win in 49 and change. I think that, granted, this is a step up to face, older foes, whereas he's only a 4-year-old. But I think he's proven that he's good enough to maybe go with these. So I went 6 and 8 in this race. And then we're going to move on to the finale, which is the 12th race, the $1,050,000 Hambletonian. Incidentally, this race also starts a $125,000 guaranteed pick 4. So it ends the 100K and starts the 125K. And for me, and I think most people, this race is going to go through Carl, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Carl get defeated 2 weeks ago. I guess even the great ones lose from time to time. Bounce right back with a fairly comfortable win in his Hambo elimination. TCI also won his elimination, and we saw these two battling as 2-year-olds. And you know what? Fast forward to the Hambletonian, and here they are, as likely the 2 favorites in the Hambletonian final now. So it's a nice rebound of the new rendition of the top 2-year-olds coming back as the top 3-year-olds, and we see a new, pretty much a fresh face, other than Highland Kismet, who was a fresh face coming to the Meadowlands a couple starts back. Sig Sauer, we saw a huge upset in the Dancer, followed up with a nice willing effort in the Amble elimination. And I kind of like him to maybe upset the apple cart here, as long as he's not too far back. And I got to believe Andrew McCarthy's got to be moving off the gate, whether he's out the whole mile, trying to flush some sort of cover, get the flow going. I think he can get there. So I'm going to use him, and I'm going to use Carl, and I'm not going to use TCI. So I'm going to go 1 and 8 in my pick.
Listen, I like Sig Sauer as a horse, and I do think if he gets the right trip, he could be there. The problem is I just don't see how he's getting the right trip in this race. I mean, I don't see a ton of early speed in this race from what I could see. I think Carl's going to, come out at his own pace, make his move to the front, and I don't see the horse that I'm scared of coming at me, or I doubt anyone's going to try and brush. That would be, I just see Carl's going to the front, and he's going to win this race. I mean, unless something crazy happens that I'm expecting. I do think Private Access will leave the gate and be involved early, and that's a horse I like in my exotics. I think Sig Sauer has a shot if the trip works out. Right. TCI raced better, but I don't know if I was enamored with his win last week. I thought it was okay, whereas I felt like TCI set soft fractions and won, whereas Carl, Showed a little bit of early speed, came uncovered, and was an easy winner. Like, no one was getting to him. So to me, Carl's the standout in here. We're going to take a look at the pick 4 tickets coming up on your screen. And well, incidentally, we're both going with $8 tickets. Mine, as you can see up there, is 2x4x2x1 for an $8 play, ending with Carl, who I would also single in the next pick 4. So I'll have a lot riding on Carl. Matt is going to hedge a little and throw another horse in that race.
Yeah, I'm keying in the first leg with Lexus Cody, and hope to get by there with looks like a pretty lively chalk. Then a spread, maybe we get Warwick at 20-1. That would be nice. And then not using Jiggy Jog, and then not using TCI, and using 6 Hour as a second horse to try to upset Carl. So yeah, another $8 play for 50 cents. So yeah, not exactly a budget buster there.
Yeah, you'll want to get in on all the action on Hambletonian Day. It starts at 12 noon. There's actually a $50K guaranteed pick 6 in the opener, and then a $75,000 guaranteed pick 5 in race 3, and then the pick 4s that we talked about, $100,000 and $125,000. You can get all the free PPs via the QR code on your screen. Also, 7% rebate. Don't forget to play through DRF bets for that rebate, which you don't want to miss. Good luck.